Hey friends, welcome back. I hope you and yours are doing well today. In today's video, I'm sharing my 5 things you learn while becoming debt-free. Now, some of these you may agree with. If so, give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Now, some of these you may say, no, I'm not with it, but instead, this is what I've learned. Feel free to leave what you've learned below as well. One of the first things I've noticed with becoming debt-free is that when you express frugality, it opens up the opportunity for you to be blessed or to get free stuff. Now, let me first say that I am super independent. I am a very independent person, and I am by no means suggesting anybody be a freeloader. That's almost the total opposite of who I am. Freeloading off anybody. But I have noticed that when you say a simple phrase like, let me look at my budget, that gets the wheels turning in others to possibly bless you. And again, I'm not saying become a cheap Pete, the Chris Rock character where he goes into establishments and everything is too high and he's always working out a deal. You gotta go check out these videos. They are so hilarious. But here's my rendition of it. Now, I paraphrase. So, Cheap Pete, this character, walks into an establishment, say it's a vegan establishment, and he says, excuse me, how much is it for that vegan pizza? And the employee says, that pizza is $15.99. Cheap Pete says, $15.99? Good Lord, that's a lot of money. How about I give you 50 cents and you give me one of those sun-dried tomatoes? And by the end of this whole skit, like, they're ready to run him out of the store or the restaurant or whatever, or to give it to him for free. And I'm not suggesting that, because people work hard to develop their products and things like that. I understand it takes time, but I have noticed that when you express that you're on a journey to become debt-free, or you're really trying to consider your budget more, it seems that people are more willing to be understanding. I feel like it gets the wheels to turning. Sometimes I wonder if they just think maybe I don't have the money, which we know is far from the truth. We, in most cases, have $1,000 sitting in an emergency fund, and it's not to take advantage of people at all. But I have noticed that when you open up your journey to other people, it seems like maybe within them moves compassion. If that seed falls into the right ground, it could potentially birth the idea in someone else to become debt-free. One example of this that I've seen is from Q. Now, Q has a YouTube channel. It's called Q Makes It Happen, and you should check it out. It's a really great channel. And on that channel, he's expressing the ups and downs of the debt-free journey. And I believe because he's so willing to share not only the opportunities, but the struggles, someone blessed him with a debt payment. And that was amazing. We were all really excited, and he was super grateful. Now, for myself, recently I've had some dental work, and I had a crown and fillings, and I had to get a new retainer because of all that dental work. Well, I was sitting in the dentist's office, and they said, okay, now we need to fit you for a new retainer. So then the money wheels in my mind started turning. No, I was thinking, how can I get this taken care of somewhere else that's a lot cheaper? So I started to reject it. I said, no, let me think about it. And they said, oh, well, you're already here. I was like, no, I'll just come back another day. They said, well, that'll be another visit. And then I said, well, no, I just need to look at my budget. And the dental assistant leaned in and she said, we'll take care of it. And then I leaned in and I said, by take care of it, what do you mean? And she said, we'll take care of the price. And there you go. That saved me hundreds of dollars. And not because I don't value the product. It was something I needed, but because I said that simple phrase, let me look at my budget. It opened up the opportunity for me to be blessed, and I'm grateful. Number 2, you like having less bills to pay. Now, this is one of my favorites. When I started my debt-free journey, I had 19, count them, 19 accounts to pay, and I'm down to 3. Yay! That is a lot of passwords. I love having way less passwords and way less debits out of my account for the bills that I pay. Sometimes I'll get into the next week after my payday and I'm sitting here like, did everything come out? Because my payments now are so much less than the payments I used to have to make that sometimes I'm wondering if I'm forgetting anything. I'm double checking. I love having less accounts to pay, less debits to account for, less passwords to remember, less budget line items. It's great. Number 3, and this is a pretty quick one. You realize you don't really need as much as you used to. And you don't need an upgrade on your tech. Your car is perfectly fine. Take it from me, I paid off my auto loan back in March and I love it. It's almost like my car is brand new. You realize that you were spending a lot of money upgrading things that are perfectly fine. Like my phone is perfectly fine. The electronics are great. My car is amazing. Like you realize that in the grand scheme of things, there are wants and there are needs, and you don't need nearly as much as you thought. Number 4, in that same line of thinking, you prefer experiences over things. I've heard stories, and maybe you have too, of folks putting their financial security first and being able to be there, to have experiences over having more things lying around. Like I've heard stories of people having an emergency fund, and because of setting aside that emergency fund, when a family member outside of their state got ill, they were able to fly and be there. I prefer experiences over things so much more. I love travel and I plan to travel more to just have wonderful life experiences. I'd much prefer having a great vacation with my family than another thing lying around the house. And 5, last but not least, I've learned that you're a bit more creative than you gave yourself credit for. You can actually fix something yourself. And I believe that brings another bit of pride to this journey. Now, you know I have a playlist called Spend Less, More to Debt. And a lot of that is car related, where I'm replacing things on my car myself, like filters, the easy stuff though. Filters and windshield wiper blades, bulbs. I even recently posted a video on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram and Facebook, where I changed an air filter and kept $37 back in my pocket by doing it myself. You become more creative. I feel like instead of spending money, you determine to spend a little more time figuring out how I can do this myself, how I can make this work. Think about in the kitchen. Of course, any of us could strike out and go to the finest Italian restaurant, or you go to the grocery store, pick up everything you need for a meal, the pasta, the marinara, the parmesan. You pick up the wine, the dessert, the garlic bread, and you make it yourself. And you can tailor it to exactly the taste that you want. You throw the salad in there and you have meals to come. Not just that one meal that may have cost you $40 for say maybe $25, $30. You have that one meal and several more meals to enjoy. You're a lot more creative than you thought. I know some people along this debt-free journey get inspired to start YouTube channels. Some of them are great at planning and they develop their own Etsy shops with stickers and planners, and they're able to share with others what birthed out of a decision to become debt-free. I think that's pretty amazing. So just in case you're on the edge of deciding whether or not to start your debt-free journey, do it. These 5 things and so much more you learn about yourself, about others, about life during this debt-free journey. It's amazing. No regrets. And that's all for me. These are my 5 things you learned while becoming debt-free. If you agree, again, let me know in the comments. And if there are others you would add to the list, feel free to let me know those as well. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. In today's video, I'm sharing with you Can you hear that train? Probably not, but okay. I guess that's a pause.